Hello, this is for Totem Chip, for Boy Scouts. Basically, I'm going to be showing you knives that the Boy Scouts use, knives that you should not use, and what a Totem Chip basically is. Well, it's really simple once you learn. But I've got my box of all my stuff. The very first thing I wrote down on my list that I'm doing this for is a sharp knife is a safer knife than a dull knife because it's easier to cut through an object such as a wood. Basically, what I'm trying to say is a dull knife. Here, let me find my baby knife. I got way too many knives. Okay, it's literally a tiny blue knife. Here. I got this at Woodland Trails, or not Woodland Trails, first summer camp. Don't remember, but it doesn't matter. So basically, this is what a dull knife looks like. It's so hard to cut. Basically, it should not look like that. It should look more like this. That's what it should look like. Boom. Number 2 is keep the blade clean and dry. Basically, a dirty knife is still slippery. Well, it also depends what you use. And if you were just cutting up food with like raw chicken, you don't want to get a disease of some sort. I'm trying to think. Food poisoning is a big one with chicken. You don't want that. It's very bad, is what I hear. You do not want a dirty knife to cut food, especially during this corona stuff that's going on. Yeah. Well, unless you're sharpening it, you still want to clean it, basically, after and before you're done sharpening. When you're not using the knife, close it and put it away. So basically, let's just say, where's my popsicle stick I was just using? Oh, I'm carving. Oh, I'm not using this no more. Alright, let's just say I was carving. Oh, I'm done. Whoa. Okay, so that you don't want to be like, oh, hey, what's up, bro? Hey. You don't want to be like that. You want to close it, put it away, and wait until you're using it again. Because you don't really want to hurt anyone. One I forgot to add is the blood circle. A blood circle is when you take your knife and you put it all the way around. And if anyone's in that, you do not want to carve, or you need to politely, kindly tell them to scooch. Sometimes people forget to go like that. That's for axes and other stuff. So axes, saws. Hey, kitty. Let's see. Knives allowed in Scouts. This would be exceptional because I literally bought it off the Boy Scout popcorn sales. This would be acceptable. One of these. One that I know would also be acceptable would be a pocket knife, of course. Let's see if I can find my multi-tool. Okay, can I find my multi-tool? Basically a multi-tool, a Swiss Army knife. Okay, I'm just trying to read what I wrote down. A pocket knife, a Swiss Army knife, or a multi-tool. These are threes that, well, this would be multi-tool, but this is just a tiny version. Yep, that'd be a multi-tool that you're allowed to have. Knives are not allowed. First is machetes, because they exceed the 12 inches, and I think that's in our troop. I think that's 12 inches the maximum length. Or sheath knives, which is this. Basically, it is one that does not bend at all. We're not allowed to have them in Scouts, unless a adult brings it. We're not allowed to bring it. Let's against the rules. One that you, one I forgot to, oh, this one, it doesn't really say it in the book if we're allowed. I don't know if our troop personally is allowing it or not. Is the flip knife with spring action. I don't know if we're allowing it or not. That would be something you would have to ask your troop master. Flip to the back. Most importantly is, in order to carry a pocket knife, you have to have something called a totem chip. A totem chip in Scouts is you're allowed to carry a knife around places, and you're allowed to use it. If you don't have it, you have to go to a Scoutmaster. You have to do it during a demo, or you have to do it during summer camp. Basically, there's the three ways that I know of. Maybe a little different for which troop you're in. And the most, I'm talking most important, more important than the totem chip, is a knife is not a toy. It is a tool. Don't misuse it. Don't be swinging it around. Don't be pointing it at people. Don't be throwing it, period. That's a completely different knife. That's not allowed in Scouts. That's a throwing knife. Just don't be using that kind of stuff. Okay. Okay, that's all for knives. What's coming up next is saws, but since I do not have a saw, I guess I'm going to be counting this as a saw. Just pretend this is a saw. In order to be using a saw, you have to, let's see. In order to do it, you have to, oh yeah. I do your blood circle. Okay, so pretend this is a saw. You hold the blade. Oh, how would you? Don't remember, but since it's closed, you go around in a circle just like you would with the pocket knife. You would go like that. Yep, same thing. And then, in order to cut it, you would go. Well, since this is popsicle stick, it's a lot different. You get in and out. This is much harder since I'm using a knife, not a saw. If I had my backpack, I'd show you a real one, but since I don't have it with me right now, I can't. Let's see. Axes. Crap. Yeah, bear back. Okay, I've got my axe and my saw. So I'm going to go back to saw first. I gotta assemble it, but while I'm talking, basically this is something I bought off of the Scout Popcorn sales. It's how I get a lot of my knives. This is going on YouTube, not just for my Scouts, it's also going for my YouTube channel. Okay. I'm also doing this inside, which you should not. Alright, basically how you use a saw is, which I should be using a stick, but I don't have any with me, is you should go forward and back. Forward and back. But since it's a popsicle stick, I'm not going to try hurting myself. So, usually, for us, Troop 55, we usually have an axe and a saw with us in our on campouts that we usually go to. Okay, time for the axe. This one's a broken, as you guys can tell, so don't use a broken or a dull one. Oh, how would you get rid of this? Like, if it gets dull, you buy a new one. There's no really way to sharpen any of it, so yeah, you would just buy a new one. Oh wait, I'm not even gonna try. An axe, you would do the same thing. You would usually have a sheath on it, which is right here for me. So you would hold it, go around in a circle. Yep, you would definitely, for an axe, you'd be doing that. Yeah. That's for the axe. For an axe, you would also go a V shape. Just don't cut off your feet. And yep. I'm gonna put that away. Let's move this out of the way. Let's see. And the scout, most of my source was the scout book and the scout webpage. It'll be in the description below. And for me, totem chip. Crap, it's in my wallet. But totem chip is something you earn. It's not given. So you guys, just basically for me, I had to sharpen, I had to use, and yeah, I used a knife basically in every YouTube video, every scouting event I've been to, other than maybe like the electronic camp out, and that's really about it. But I've used basically all the others, and if you guys want to see what I make, description below. Bye guys. Thank you for watching. 255. Yep. And bye guys.